How are we all? Hope you're all okay. And so do an update video. Gone in front of the main pond, and I'm going to go down to the grow on to my greenhouse, show you in there, because I've been messing about with something like you do with ponding, when you sort of just see something and then you kind of just start messing about, don't you? So I'll just show what I've been up to down there. Nothing major, but just a bit of fun. So I'm going to show you what I have done to the main pond is taken a lily, a white lily that was in my plant filter, and that's Teddy, in the plant filter, and put it in the main pond, but not in the main pond. I've actually got a bin. I had an old bin and it's plastic round, and I've just dropped it inside of there. So here's the main pond, there's the lily. I've had no problems this year in this pond at all, and I mean at all. No flashing, nothing. Been absolutely brilliant, and its water quality is decent enough. They're wanting some food again, but it's on an auto feeder. And this plant's doing well now. It's flowered, it's just a white one. So in winter I might pull it out of there, I don't know. I might not, I might just leave it. But the koi do like to nibble on the leaves, as you guys will know. And there's some leaves there, look. Plant filter. Oh, there's a lily flower there, look. A red one, pink one. I know there's a pink one in there, but it's been kind of smothered by this white one. That white one is actually in here, in there, and it's just gone absolutely mad. And I've got a pink one, and I'm not sure. Oh, there's another pink. Oh, that's a bit. There's another pink one there, which is a bit weird. Why have I got two? This has come back. This died back really bad early on in spring, and it's come back now. So excuse the dog's towel on the. Give them both a bath today, and excuse the flip flop. They are my novelty koi flip flops that my daughter bought me last year, I think it was. So before we get there, I'll just explain to you. I've been dabbling again with I'm looking on YouTube, as I do every night, and just flicking on stuff, and I've seen a few, I've tried it before and made them before, homemade foam fractionators. So I thought I'd have a little dabble, a little play with the things that I've got. And this is what I've come up with. So I did make, like, well, I was thinking about putting one in the Easy Pod, but I weren't keen. I was even thinking about tapping a hole into here and putting a connector in and having a pipe coming up. So basically that, a pipe in there, but I didn't want to put an hole in there. And then I thought, well, no, because the air, it shouldn't escape the pipe, so it shouldn't interfere with the pod, because you don't want to create air in the pod, because otherwise you're going to get foam creating in the actual pod itself, which you don't want. So basically, with a foam fractionator, all you need, in a nutshell, is a pipe with air at the bottom, or loads of disturbance. So if something's dropping, loads of disturbance, and then the air will rise, so it basically causing a lift. But what I did, I just had this bit of pipe left on the bottom of my, where the bottom drain comes out the pond and goes into the Easy Pod. I've always had this short little piece. I don't know why it weren't my pond before, but there was, I don't know why, probably just for a pull, a drain. So I do ever so often just pull that, and I thought, hang on, I was going to tap into here and have it on between the pipe to the pump, and that would draw water away from it, and then you'd need a standpipe and put a standpipe up here. But then I thought, well, no, I'll just tap it on that negative side of there, because it should go that way if it's running that way. So anyway, I just did an upstand, started with an upstand just to see, you know, and then dropped an air stone, only a round air stone, little one, in here, and then obviously see if I could produce foam. And then obviously, because it was there, it weren't high enough. So I actually had at first, I had an elbow and an elbow pointing down into here. And it worked okay, I was getting foam, but I couldn't put the airline on very high. Because it's about getting the bubbles right, and I'll talk about that in a minute, just to explain that, because people probably do know, but they might not know. I've got a saltwater tank, a reef tank, and they've got skimmers on them, which creates foam, and then fine foam with a pump, and it produces a skim mate. And I'll tell you something about the skim mate, the actual foam it produces, to get the best you can get, because it's key. It really is key you try and get that right, because if you don't, you're just going to end up with like a load of water and not like a nice goo. You're just going to get water, and that's not, you know, you can just, yeah, it's skimming, but it's not skimming enough where you're getting a really, really dark, murky water, and that's what you want, and I'll discuss that in a minute. So anyway, what I did then, because I wanted to get the most out the air going in, the lift, because anyone that water, when you put air into it, it obviously, because it's at the bottom, the bubbles rise and it causes a lift. So it lifts the water level. So with no air in it, the water level would obviously be at the water level of the pond. But put the air on and it causes a lift. And it's surprising the power in that lift. So I've had to raise it a foot to get a lift to here. Now this is one of those aerating things you put on your line with a pump, but you need a really powerful pump to make these work really, and you get a load of bubbles in your pond. So on your return, I could actually have that on this pipe here, and then it will actually blow out bubbles here into the pond. But I had that on, I tried it on my pond return, but just my pump wasn't powerful enough. It's a 5,000 litre per hour pump, and I think with them you need a really high powered pump to make them really worthwhile. So I took it off, just a waste of time. And then this is a Venturi, so it was sucking air in its normal use. It's not now. That's the line, that's the air line. So what I've done is threaded, because I knew I could get this was working on this uplift system. I thought, right, I've got this. Instead of just having that on there, I had it the other way around at first, and I thought, now I can utilise this. I've got this rubber, and what I did, I threaded the hose through, the air line through, and threaded that over the top of it, and I put spit on here so it slid. I spit on it so it slid, and that's like a sleeve, so it creates a watertight connection, so the water can't come back down. And then the air line goes down, and then there's a little stone at the bottom. So you put it on, it causes an uplift. And then the good thing with this what are they called? A vor, I don't know what they're called, is there's like a triangle inside of an hole in with like half-inch holes, a Venturi. So when it goes in, there's like a ball there, and it sort of reduces, sort of creates like a water pocket look. So how I've got it set up now is for a dry skim, and that's what you want, a dry skim. There, look. So that's what you want. Think of it like a weir. When you have a weir on rivers and you've all that foam at the side, that's just from the water splashing down, creating that disturbance in the water, and that's what you want to do. You don't want water, you want disturbance, so it lifts. You get that disturbance, and then it can't go any higher, because there's a certain amount of lift in the actual air you're putting in. So mine lifts to there. In fact, it goes higher than that. If I turn that air on full, that would go up to here. And the water, it lift the water to about here, another 4 inch. But I thought, no, I don't want it that. I want to see it in here creating. So how I've got it bang on at the minute is it's just starting to bubble there, and then here the foam comes through and the bubbles just keep accumulating and accumulating and then get to the top. And look at that skim, look at that fine foam. There you go, look. So you don't want water and foam coming over the top, because what happens is it builds up in the pipe, and then it builds up and it blows over the top, and that's what you want. You want this really, really fine foam. Bearing in mind this has been in the daytime, blowing like a chimney up. So at night time, when there's more oxygen in the water, it'll pull out even more. And look at the colour of the water it's pulled out so far. Look at the colour of that. That is absolutely spot on. I'm being surprised. I mean, it's not the most eye-catching, is it? I mean, you wouldn't have it next to your pond, but I have seen these. I've seen one before, an homemade one, out of 4 inch pipe. So you imagine on a main pond, you could have a tee off, one for your purge and another tee off for an uplift. 4 inch pipe with a big, massive air stone in it. Say I've got like only an inch one. You could have maybe a 2 inch one or a 3 inch one, or even a tube, you know, one in a tube, an 8 inch tube stone. Put it in and have a little uplift. And then what I've done, this is just push fit. It's really tight. That's just push fit. So I can literally take this off and then tip the water away and give it a nose out if I want to. And I've just siliconed it here. I've just put a small circle, pushed it down so it lifts up, and then just push it on. So that's what I wanted to show you. I suppose in the garden, on a main pond, you could, like I say, do this bigger, and you could hide it behind, I don't know, if you've got a shower, hide it behind a shower, or run the pipe off your pond somewhere else. All you need is water in the pipe from the pond at the same level, and the bigger the uplift, the better, I would say, because then, if that was, I suppose you could come out, drop down, come across and up, and then you could have the pipe in the actual ground, and then the actual air stone and line would go right to the bottom, and then you might actually create skim foam lower, but your water line, it's determined on your water line anyway, so it'd probably be a waste of time actually. And then you might get, if you're dipping down, you might get crap in that pipe. That's probably a bad idea, that. So cancel that idea. But this is how my brain works. And that would just, I did it 2 days ago. Left it overnight with my pipe over here, and I weren't very happy with it. It's like it was still U-shaped over there, with this going inside of it, looping inside. And then I came out yesterday on my birthday. It was my birthday yesterday, and I thought, I'm going to go for a walk. I'll just go down here. And then before I knew it, I'm messing about. Hour later, I'd done this. And then last night I had another idea again. I thought, because I just had that pipe there, and I thought, well, I'm going to collect it. And I thought, oh, I'll just cut an hole in the bucket and have the bucket there. And then I thought, no, that'll be too heavy. I don't want it too heavy. So I've come up with a pop bottle, because it's light, and then it's vertical, more vertical, so the weight's not going to be spread out, so it won't make it topple over. So what do you think? So what I can show you, just to conclude, oops, there's my airline, look, it's not quite on full. Now if I whack this on full, I'll show you in fact I don't want to do it because I think it could actually blow water out. What's this? Click go now. Look at that now. You're actually getting this Venturi go. So, and I didn't really want to leave it on that because I was worried in the night time. I'm still playing with it. I worried in the night time it was going to get too much, blow water over. But look at that. I've just turned it up, the air to full, and I've noticed the less velocity in here, the more this collects. So that's probably good ever so often to have a good clean out, and because you get like really dirty water in here, the skim, where it accumulates. Yeah, look, that's one. Look at the colour of that foam. Look at that. Woohoo! So hopefully, geez, look at that. That's amazing. I'm well happy with that. So hopefully that will make, I've noticed already in only one day that there's less of a green, like a tinge to the water after only 40 hours. So if you look at the white of the fish, you'll see the water is, the fish aren't as white as they should do, or should be. But I'm amazed. I've noticed a difference from just today. From me coming to look at it this morning, I've been out for the day, come back now to have a look, I've noticed the clarity's changed. But if you notice, there's like a tea stain colour in the water. And the strange thing is, this one, it's obviously not got many dissolved organics in there. That's what these do, these foam fractionators. They get rid of the dissolved organics in the water, which could be anything. If you throw soil in there, it'll be soil. If you put, I don't know, algae in there, whatever, it's bits of algae. But there you go, that's blown all that foam out of that pipe now. And it's just blowing like a good one. So what I don't want it to do is, because if you do it too much, you get a wet skim. This is wetter, becomes wetter because there's more water in to produce the foam. So you want to turn your ear down or get the balance where it's a dry skim, a dryish, call it a dry skim. So that's that fine balance where you got air into the water to create it to produce foam, a fine foam, but not loads of water. Because otherwise you're just going to get really just, you know, you're not going to get a nice dark skim, mate. It'll be clearer. Look at that. Ugh, almost black. Yeah, so that that's just too much. So what I'm going to do is turn it back to where it was. Just knock it down a crank it down a bit. I'll probably just take it, there you go, look, and that's slowing down the uplift of water. Because what I want to do, gone a bit too far, I want to see it, I want to see the uplift in the actual, so I can see what's happening. There we go. So yeah, you just got to try and get that balance. This was the first night, so this was on the first night. Look at that. That is a good skim, mate. Look at that. So that is what was in the water. So I reckon that will probably, I'm not going to let it go too full, because when I'm messing about with this, I'll probably jerk and flipping throw it all over myself. But I could just disconnect this connection here and just tip it. So I think I'm going to leave it on that tonight. Leave it on that so it should get a really good skim in the night. What do you reckon to that then, guys? Fish are looking marvellous. They've really put some size on in this pond. They really have. What I have been doing, I've got some growth food and I've been putting in a bit of spirulina, so that's why my water, the skim's probably so mucky. Let's feed them. I've got spirulina in there, look. I'll just put some spirulina powder in it and just let it soak into the food, and then by the time they've ate it, we've got spirulina into the system. But they're not shy in here anymore. Yeah. Just throw these a couple. These are a bit more. There's two in here. There's the Kohaku Adam Bayer one, the Koidara's Grow and Show one, and then there is the, I think that was a Momotaro shower I got off Gary Gatwick Koi last year. I'm just growing it on. And here's the Karashigoi from the Grow and Show. Koi Diaries with as an Adam Bayer koi. But yeah, you can see the tinge on that fish. That's not the fish, that's the water. So yeah, I wished I'd have shown. This was at the very start, 48 hours ago. But anyway, you get what you'll see the clarity change. Hopefully, got to change. It's positive, isn't it? And there might be a point it doesn't produce anything, and that's at the point I can literally turn that valve off, disconnect the rubber boot here, and take it out and just have it as a flush valve like it was before. UV's working. Thanks for watching. If you like that little bit of content, smash the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It really mean the world. Thank you very much.